So let's begin the conversation. Nigerian artists have continued to push the world of Afrobeats beyond the shores of Africa this time. 29-year-old singer, songwriter, and record producer Temilade Okpeniyi, popularly known as Tems, has once again proven her mentor on the global stage by winning her second Grammy and securing a place among Africa's biggest music exports. Her latest achievement came in a highly competitive category titled Best African Music Performance, where she beat Burna, Davido, Asake, and other top contenders. Tems, who clinched the award with her love song Love Me Jeje, is now the artist with the most Grammy wins among Nigerian musicians. Okay, OJ.
Yes, sir.
So nice to have you on the
for
show.
having me.
So let's begin the conversation. Anything is possible. Tems winning her second Grammy for the best African music performance.
Yeah.
What's the significance of that? I mean, beating the likes of
Burna,
talk to
Asake.
me. How did this?
It's a great feat looking at the short time she has stayed or come to be in the Nigerian music industry. And of course, right about now, she is the highest Grammy winner for a Nigerian-based artist. So Burna has one, Wizkid has one, with Beyonce on Brown Skin Girl. So Tems has two. She won last year with a feature on Futures project with Drake.
Exactly.
And of course now this is her own personal one, winning for Love Me Jeje, which is amazing and it's a big feat. Now it's crazy how, in a way now, if we're looking at the big artists in Nigeria, or the so-called big three, big two, big one, I think in a way, Tems being the most awarded Grammy winner for a Nigerian artist, I think she should be in that conversation of the big names. If we're calling Burna number one or number two,
in that
she should definitely be in that conversation because she has earned it. She has earned it. She has featured on Rihanna's project. She has featured on Drake's project. She has featured on Futures project.
Exactly.
And of course, doing marvelously well outside Nigeria, representing Afrobeats. I think she should be in that conversation.
Okay, let me bring BK in an industry mostly dominated by male artists. How do you think her win will reshape the narratives about women in the industry?
I think we've always had very talented artists amongst our women. Just that they've not always done very well on the big stage. We had the likes of Onyeka Wen, even Christian Bokwe.
Yes.
At that time, they sang songs that were well received. But on the global stage, our women have not really done very well. I would expect to see the one that is called the Queen of Afrobeat, for example, Tiwa Savage, to be amongst Grammy winners. To really live up to that that sobriquet. She's undoubtedly a very talented songwriter, music maker, but I think Tems just blew everyone.
Now, what
out
makes
of
her
the water.
stand out in that category to you?
What
makes her stand out?
I think her vocal powers.
Her vocal powers?
Yes, I think Tems is a fantastic vocalist. It's a very good vocal range. What particularly pleases me in a way is to see Tems do what the great Whitney Houston did.
Okay.
Making an already very good song better. Whitney Houston did
Dolly
that
Parton?
with Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
song.
Dolly Parton.
I will
always love you. Yes.
And now she showed the most
Love Me Jeje. Yes.
Just look at how this young woman modernized it, made it acceptable to people beyond the boundaries of our country. So I'm just happy for her, and she's somebody who represents our country and she carries herself very well. No airs, no scandals, nothing.
That's another thing. No scandal. I've not heard it. Exactly.
So I'm just happy with her, and I know that so many Nigerians are pleased with her feat.
Now, what do you have to say to other Nigerian talents that were in that same category but did not clinch that victory?
Oh, definitely, we knew a Nigerian would definitely win that category.
Yes.
Because, yes, Chris Brown in the category. Yes, Chris Brown had Loj and Davido with Sensational, but you had other Nigerians there. There's Asake, Wizkid. There's Burna Boy Higher. There's Yemi Alade, the self-proclaimed Mama Africa, who is doing really well. True. So people already knew that definitely it would be a Nigerian that will win it because we had more Nigerians and just Chris Brown was the foreigner. And of course, because in a way, like I said, she has put herself out there. She's in the conversation. She's touring, even after dropping her album, Born in the Wild. Collaborating with people, attending events. So she's in their subconscious.
Exactly.
They're seeing her doing
Always
media rounds.
in their faces.
Doing media rounds all across. We were talking about Scandal earlier. There was even that rumor, I think it was a fashion show, and she wore a big cloth, and people were looking, is Tems pregnant? And people were saying, oh, Tems is pregnant for Future. Based on Future is a bad guy. And they just had a collaboration, like Tems, be careful. But all of a sudden, that wasn't true. So she's always in the conversation, and in a way, she's not putting it in our faces, but she's there and outside. But when you now come back to Nigeria, yeah, some songs are way bigger, like MMS, Asake, bigger, Higher, bigger from here, but the Grammy nomination and their criteria is way different than what we are thinking. Yeah, we might think it's big, but outside there, they know what they are using for their, to itemize whatever it is.
Now, BK, with 2 wins at the Grammy, what should Tems be doing, you know, to sustain and expand her relevance, you know, in the music industry?
Oh, she knows what to do. She's properly managed. And
properly managed, that's one key.
It shows. If you are not properly managed, the whole world will know.
Sure.
She's just a well put together woman, and she's somebody after my heart. And given some of the goods that she has, I'm not going to tell Nigerians what I mean by goods in this case. You would expect scandals, unnecessary body bearing and all that. But we don't see that. We don't see that, you know. So I think she's done credit to her mom, who raised her in the proper way. And she knows now that she has to stay on top. And to stay on top, she has to do more good music.
Exactly.
She has to do a lot more collaborations to keep her relevant. You know, the moment you step out of the vortex of relevance, the world begins to forget you. I think for her, it's too early in the day to begin to slide downhill. So she's looking up, she'll be looking up, and this will encourage her. I do not think that this is the last Grammy that we'll see her win. You know, and to win it in an individual category is not something that you can simply wish away. It's not, this was not the result of collaboration. She won it in an individual category, which is a rarity.
Exactly.
You know, at least in this part of the world. So I am happy for her. I see her winning more awards as we go on.
Let me bring that same question to you. Now, with 2 wins, what do you think, if you to advise her now, that she needs to do to sustain and expand, you know, her relevance in the global music stage?
I think it's just to heighten whatever it is that she's doing. She has a good management, Muyiwa, and of course, Wale, who happens to be my friend, Tech, from Show Them Camp, who happens to be a management.
Is she under any music label at the moment?
Indeed, she's an independent artist.
She's
an independent artist affiliated with a bigger umbrella, because that's how always it is. But having a good management that know how to push you right, especially knowing that you're a female in the music industry also. So they have to lead you in the right direction. So it's just to heighten whatever she's doing. People want to, like she wrote for Rihanna, the song that they used for Black Panther. She wrote the song for Rihanna to sing the song. So aside being a super talented singer, she's a super talented songwriter also.
Now, what does that also say?
And I hear she can also play instruments.
The instruments as well. Now, what does that also say about Nigerian talents, Nigerian music exposed to the world, Afrobeats? What do you have to say to that? The talents in Nigeria.
We are there already, because shout out to the Grammy body for even creating a category for the African music performance category, because we know in those days they used to group us under the global music category, where you have to fight with other top guys from other countries. But now we have a category that is African, and you know how it's Afrobeats that is taking over. So it's a category that we know will be filled up with a lot of Nigerians going forward. Yes, last year the inaugural one, Tyler from South Africa won that particular category and everybody was angry. But now we have our own category that we can, it's we fighting amongst ourselves, because we have a whole lot of talent. We fighting amongst ourselves in that particular category. True. And even outside that category, Tems was also nominated in the Best R&B category with other big stars from all across the globe. Wow. So we have the talent, we have the slots, people are listening to Afro beats right now. So this is the part whereby, and I'm always saying it, yes, there are some people I don't want to see collaborate because I want to see that drama going on, like Whiskey, Davido. I don't want them to collaborate because I love that rivalry. You love the rivalry. I love the rivalry going on. But if we want to push Afrobeats to the world, there was a time it was reggaeton that was involved. K-pop was involved. Now, everybody's listening to Afrobeats. It's not be a bad thing, like BKO said. This is the best time. Everybody's talking about Tiwa Savage. Oh, the self-acclaimed big African bad girl. A Tems and Tiwa Savage collaboration. So people see it outside of the world. Yemi Alade was nominated in the same category with Tems. It's not be bad to have a Tems and Yemi Alade. So we are pushing the whole Afrobeat to the world, pushing it in their faces like, oh, yo, it's not only me. Where I'm coming from, we are bad like that.
Exactly. You also do, the president has called.
Yes.
Right. Talk to me about that.
Yes. The President Tinubu has joined other excited Nigerians to pay tribute to this young woman who has put us right there on the global map. It will have been very bad if we came back home again empty-handed. It will have been an embarrassment. You know, when we had so many nominations the other day, and Tyler walked away with that prize, I was gutted. I was gutted, and I would have felt really bad if it again happened to us this time around. But I'm happy that Tems made sure that we didn't leave Grammy empty-handed. We are a nation where people love music so much, you know? And I just want to remain up there. We are the kings of Africa when it comes to Afrobeat. No matter what the South Africans do, no matter what the Tanzanians do, we are the kings of Africa. And I see entertainment, you know, bringing in tremendous foreign exchange into our country in the years to come. There was a time when ABBA, the musical group from Sweden, was the #1 foreign exchange earner for Sweden, even ahead of Volvo, the automobile company. So I see tremendous potential in the entertainment sector, and that's why government also needs to come up with policies that will allow a seamless flow of talents from this part of the world, so that we can see a lot more artists, you know, coming on stream and making Nigeria proud. Okay,
he also talked about he enjoys the rivalry between these artists.
I do too. I do too. I do.
Are you a 30 BG?
I do too.
He asked the question. Are you a 30 BG or Whiskey?
Or you are the FC?
Let's put BK on the spot.
Honestly,
or outside that.
If you ask me, it's difficult for me to choose between Burna Boy and Whiskey. I think in terms of the number of years that I've loved them, I would say, yes, I've loved Whiskey for far more years than Burna Boy. And as I said yesterday, Whiskey remains the lighting rod for other.
I think you called him class captain, yes.
No, I called him the lighting rod.
The lighting rod
for other Afrobeat stars in Nigeria, because he kind of opened people's eyes to the potential that was there, and we are now seeing a lot more of them, you know. And I like what Burna Boy has done on the global stage within a short time. I believe that he has tremendous talent, and the sky is his limit. And I'm embarrassed that people will be attributing Burna Boy's Grammy win to
Diddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Diddy. I mean,
exactly.
so
That's
people are saying that are silly people, are unthinking people, because this guy has got the talent. You cannot deny it.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Well, it's a fine place for us to leave it. OJ,
Thank you very much.
thank you so much for joining us on
Thank you
Journalist
for having
me.
Hangout.
Thank
We need to go on this quick break. When we return, the